Welcome, my brother. It's good to have you here. Give me some love. Safe. Alright, so the topic of today's video is going to be limiting beliefs because I believe that nothing will hold a man's potential back more than his own brain. Obviously, the same applies for women as well, but I'm not going to delude myself that any chicks are going to watch me, so let's get on with it, bro. Alright. Who am I and why am I qualified to talk about this? Well, I have an extensive history of limiting beliefs and not having a clear vision or purpose and flopping around from side hustle to side hustle, not really trying very hard, just kind of half-arsing shit that I don't really care about. And all the while I was doing this, I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't have a reason to believe in myself because I'd never proven to myself that I could do the hard work, especially when I didn't feel like it. Okay. While I was going through this whole stage of, flip-flopping around, trying to find, the perfect business model, top 10 ways to get 10k a month and all that shit, I was going through such intense mental anguish on a daily basis because shiny object syndrome is a bastard. When you don't have a clear purpose and a vision, every other option feels like it's going to be a better choice because you see 16-year-olds online making 10k a month and you think to yourself, fuck, what am I doing wrong? And then the comparison starts, you start feeling like utter shit about yourself. And obviously, it's all part of the journey, you know what I mean? Feeling down about yourself is just another obstacle that you need to overcome, right? But the best way to overcome it is to just break through and charge at your limiting beliefs like a bull charging towards a peasant farmer who has been mistreating him. Let's just say that, okay. So a little bit about myself and my little sob story is over, out of the way. Let's get back to the start and try to determine where limiting beliefs actually come from. Because if you intercept them at the sources, you'll be far less likely to get tricked by them in the future. So let's go back in time to the start of your life. Who were the first people you ever heard speak and who ever interacted with you and made you understand the world? Of course, the answer is your parents. Your loving parents who want only the best for you, okay? Let's get that out of the way straight away. Obviously, I'm talking in generalities here because there are some pieces of shit out there in the world. So if those are your parents, and I truly am sorry for you, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. You just gotta find a way to move past that, I suppose. So your parents love you and they want the best for you. However, they probably don't know what the best for you is because they have their own life experiences and their own, history of successes and failures and whatnot. And when they raise you, they subconsciously program your mind with all of their limiting beliefs. If you're very, very lucky, you will have had parents that did the opposite and boosted your ego so much so that success was inevitable. For example, Kanye West. His mother made him a delusional egomaniac, for sure, but it works, you know what I mean? The guy is massively successful with the biggest head out of anyone that's ever lived, because of the way his parents, his loving mother, programmed him growing up, okay? So the first step to reprogramming your mind with these limiting beliefs is to acknowledge that your parents are deeply flawed people, just like all other humans, and to really do a thorough audit of your childhood and the way you were raised, and pretty much go back and write down every single thing your parents programmed you with, and then you'll be able to start reversing it and starting to program shit yourself. Okay, so we talked about the parents. There were other figures of authority throughout your life. grown adults that really impacted you as well, also when you were very young. And who am I talking about here? I'm talking about your teachers. You most likely went to a public school education system, you know, we all did, almost all of us, and they were grown adults responsible for our education and essentially upbringing. So the way these people have taught us is super compartmentalized without any kind of holistic big picture understanding of the world, without any real sort of experience building marketable skills. Someone who will eventually, I think, reform the education system is Dan Coe, and his like Cortex University shit is going to be massive. So I think this might be genuinely the first stage of completely reforming the education system. But that's neither here nor there. That's just me dick sucking another influencer. I mean, if you can even call him an influencer, because let's be honest, he's a real entrepreneur. Okay, all right, enough. Okay, yeah. So your teachers, your teachers have programmed you with so many limiting beliefs. It's not even funny. It's genuinely not funny. It's a very serious problem. Because of their own failures and shortcomings and their inability to actually mold students into the character that can succeed. Bro, I'm sorry, I forgot where I was going with that, but the fact of the matter is there are very few teachers. There are very few teachers that will actually positively impact a student and help him eventually become successful. Don't get me wrong, they are out there, okay? I still have very fond memories of a very few teachers throughout my education that actually made a very positive impact on me. So if you're one of these people, then respect to you because you're doing good. You're really impacting children's lives. I just wish you were being paid more for it. So you should probably take your services online and start your own shit at some point, you know? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So your teachers program your mind. Once you acknowledge that, you can start finding teachers in the real world, so mentors and coaches and stuff, who will help you reprogram your mind positively. I've already sort of explained that in the last episode of the Brokie to Baller series, which I talked a little bit about networking and such, so go watch that if you're interested. All right, yeah, teachers, done. Next, the people who will affect you just as much as your parents, if not more, are your peers, okay? The people you spend the most time with who are around the same age as you, who are going through a similar journey to you. As a young boy growing up into a teenager, you are a sheep, let's be honest. You have no critical thinking skills, you follow the crowd, and you basically you try to fit in, and it's perfectly natural, you know. This is just it's just human evolution to want to fit in because it's a survival mechanism, isn't it? And when you're that young, you have no real idea that another path exists. So I don't blame you, okay? The sooner you realize this, the more successful you're going to be because you're going to have more years of becoming a real unique individual. So okay, yeah, your peers are going to hold you back so much. So I would always recommend not chasing popularity ever, okay? Don't be the guy with all these friends and social obligations who always needs to people please and keep up with his friends because it's pointless, all right? It might be fun, social life balance, but if you're watching this video, you probably don't give a shit about that kind of stuff, all right? Right now, okay, it's very, very important to you know, maintain social interaction throughout your life, but you can do that as you go about your day being productive. You don't have to become someone who exists only for his social circle, you know? Okay. make friends with real killers and keep a really small circle so you can filter your boys and make sure that everyone's about it. It's very difficult, trust me. I know how challenging it is because as you go about your day through the normal world, you like and you talk with people your own age. It's like it's so difficult to find someone who's about it. But when you do, keep them close and nurture that friendship because it's going to grow into something beautiful. As long as you keep providing each other with real value, okay? The best way to find these types of friends, I believe, is in the gym and in martial arts clubs, especially, because you know that these people have similar interests and mindsets to you. Uh, okay. Okay. We've talked about the peers. Now, the next level of brainwashing that will keep you stuck with limiting beliefs is going to be society at large. Because of the way it's structured, it makes sense, okay? It makes sense to ingrain people with so many limiting beliefs that they believe there's no other choice than to just be a cog in a machine. It's very well structured by the powers at be, all right? There's a good reason they do this, okay? Because people need to follow to make society go round. You know what I mean? It's no, not everybody can be a leader. It's just by the very rules of the game. You know. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to talk too much about that because I have a lot of other things to discuss and to unravel the layers of societal brainwashing that keeps you stuck with limiting beliefs. It's just too much to do in one segment without a real in-depth, structured plan with statistics and all this bullshit for the science nerds. Okay, all right. But I will say a very good tool that society uses to keep you stuck is the media. Okay, the media controls culture essentially, and uh, when culture wants to keep you stuck, you're fucked, right? If you keep consuming mainstream media, that is, you want to tailor the content you consume to reprogram your mind for success. Okay, for example, the perfect example of this: books, bro. Books by guys like Seth Godin, who are real world successful entrepreneurs. They're not really online gurus who have like courses to sell you and FOMO tactics to try and trick you into entering your parents' credit card details and such. But yeah, a very good place to start reprogramming your mind and casting aside your beliefs is this book in particular. It's called The Icarus Deception by Seth Godin. Yeah, obviously, you see How High Will You Fly? And it's very powerful, very, very powerful. This man is deeply wise, and you can tell that he genuinely wants to help. The words, they seep through the pages very powerfully. Let me give you an example, okay? This is just page 1, okay? You are not your career. Your ability to follow instructions is not the secret to your success. You are hiding your best work, your best insight, and your best self from us every single day. That's just one line on page 1, so, it probably gives you a good idea of where it's going. Book 2 that you should read straight after you read this one is, you might have guessed, Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. It's summarize. I mean, it doesn't just summarize. It's a very chunky book. It's got like 400 pages of very, very high value, and the way this book takes you through the journey towards reprogramming your mind is quite unique. This guy's a great writer, very, very capturing, very, very engaging. It's very difficult to put this book down once you start. But I will say this, okay? Once you've already started, reprogramming your mind, the first half of the book is pretty you don't need it. Basically, it's good to read. It's a lot of fun. Okay, it's very engaging, but it's not going to help you that much. Once you've already started to reprogram your mind, the next half of the book is where the real value starts to set in. Okay. All right. So those are just 2 little starting points that you can do to start reprogramming your mind. But that's only the beginning, all right? Because you actually have to take action. You know what I mean? You can't just read and read and read and read, because what's the point of knowledge if it doesn't get applied? You know what I mean? So, all right. So how do you finally start crushing your limiting beliefs into submission like the weak little cucks they really are? Okay. First things first, you need to stop looking for quick tactics. Just don't. Never watch another top 3 type of video again, if you know what I mean. You know, these highly edited videos full of quick little tips and tricks and tactics that you can use. You know, the best business models for 10K a month, and all this garbage that seeks not to help you, but to get you into someone else's sales funnel. Basically, they don't give a fuck about you. Essentially, if they did, they would make videos similar to Alex Becker, where they have no skin in the game. They just talk. They just choose a topic and just start talking. You know, maybe using something on the whiteboard like Sam Ovens. You know, these are real world entrepreneurs who have not much skin in the game, because I don't know if you could tell, but you know, their YouTube channels are not part of their sales funnel. I mean, maybe they are in a very grand sort of scheme, but it's not direct, if you know what I mean. All right. So okay, you stop looking for quick tips and tactics. Start watching really in-depth, long-form videos from Alex Becker, Sam Ovens. Those 2 are your perfect starting point, and you know, once you start evolving from there, you just start finding more people who talk similar to what I'm doing now, just raw content, no hype beast, clout chasing editing, you know. Another good example is obviously Hamza, but the dude goes through phases, you know what I mean? Sometimes he's an influencer guru clown, sometimes he's a real dude trying to give value. It's kind of, you know what I mean? It's a bit inconsistent. So, you know, okay, all right. When you stop looking for quick tactics, you need to embrace a long-term mindset, okay? This journey is for the rest of your life. You're not trying to build as much success as possible in the next, I don't know, 1 year so that you can retire for the rest of your life. That's never going to work, okay? You need to build the foundations, okay? Make your roots sink really, really deep, and eventually the tree will be enormous, okay? All right. By the way, I promise I'm bigger than this. The lighting is just garbage, and again, I need to feed my ego and cope with my body dysmorphia. But for now, let's not talk about it, okay? All right. Once you start adopting a long-term mindset, you need to accept pain. Then you need to embrace pain. And eventually, you want to work towards a stage where you can start enjoying pain. Because once you can actively look forward to doing hard shit, you've won. There's no stopping you anymore, okay? So, how do you do this, okay? Start slow, all right? You don't need to charge into the abyss only to retreat and give up for a while and then repeat the process and just keep getting stuck in this cycle of purgatory forever, where you go really, really, really hard for a few weeks, few months, and then you fizzle out, you burn out, you give up, and then nothing ever comes of it, okay? So I'd much rather you just start very slow and build up, because consistency at the start, okay, consistency is the most important thing, okay? You don't need to have a perfect plan, you don't need anything to go well at first, okay? The fact that it's going shit at first is a good sign, because it means you are failing. And when you are failing, you can start learning, all right? Okay, so Start doing hard shit that you don't feel like doing is basically what I'm trying to say to you. Just whatever a normie goes fuck this at is what you want to do. You know what I mean? When I'm like, you know, just talking to normies like in the sauna and steam room just to keep up my social skills and stuff. For some reason, sometimes the topic comes up of me doing a cold plunge at the start of days, and they always go, "What the fuck? Why would you do that?" You know, like, fuck that. This just goes to show you that that's the exact kind of thing that you need to do. You know, things that make normal people cringe, essentially. All right. Once you start doing hard shit that you don't feel like doing, you begin to prove to yourself that you can do the things that you say you're going to do. So that's the most important part. Don't set yourself up promises that are so big that you fail, okay? Because whenever you tell yourself you're going to do something and then you end up not doing it, it creates a bitch mindset, okay? And the more you do it, the more this mindset is reinforced. So just set the bar really low when you start, okay? Get those low-hanging fruit and start proving to yourself that you actually are the guy that gets things done. However small you start, it honestly doesn't matter as long as you progress and build it up over time, all right? Okay. All right. The next instrumental step of anti-brainwashing is delete. Delete. Any kind of mainstream media that you consume, just get it the fuck out of your life, all right? The news, flipping, like these big web blogging companies, you know, for example, in my industry, like stuff like bodybuilding.com, shit like that, just avoid it, all right? These obviously big behemoth companies have a lot of power, but so do fucking TikTok and Instagram. The way they have implanted their tendrils in your mind is next level. The occult leaders of yesteryear, all of these, like for example, what you find if you read this book, the old kind of powers that be, they couldn't be more proud by looking at the way these companies have infiltrated culture, because it's so subtle, which makes it so effective. So yeah, you want to delete IG and TikTok forever, okay? I mean, there are obviously some exceptions, okay? So forget what I said about forever, but for at least a quarter, okay, 3 months, a quarter, you want to purge all of this nonsense from your system. And then at the end of those 3 months, if you come back to these platforms, you become a creator. You don't do any scrolling. You never. I know how hard it is. Believe me, bro. These platforms are designed to keep you hooked for as long as possible. So I know how hard it is. Trust me. But when you go back to these, you must be a creator. There is no other option. Okay. Okay. So delete IG and TikTok forever, and take a break from YouTube, okay, for at least a month, because YouTube is a bit of a schizophrenic platform in the fact that it has these IG TikTok style feed because of the shorts, but it also has so much value. Like what I told you about before, the Alex Beckers, the Sam Ovens of YouTube, these guys are priceless, okay? Their nuggets of wisdom will definitely help you, but all of this good information is going to be cancelled out by the mush, the complete filth and garbage that is on these YouTube shorts and all of these influencer clans, okay? So take a break from YouTube, okay? Definitely when you come back to YouTube after at least a month, just watch long form content, okay? You're not going to regret it. When the break is over, you need to very carefully curate all of the content you consume. So go do a thorough audit, okay? before you break from YouTube, I want you to unsubscribe to every single channel, okay? I don't want to hear any shit, okay? Just do it, all right? Just unsubscribe to every single channel, and then when you come back, start going through and very carefully choosing who you subscribe to. The first three, the three pillars that I would recommend you to start off with and then expand using your own logic and critical thinking. The first three you should subscribe to is Alex Becker, Sam Ovens, and Natural Hypertrophy. Not a business channel. Dude is very anti-business in a way. I don't know, I think he's got some limiting beliefs about money and business, but that's beside the point. The way watching Natural Hypertrophy will change the way your brain works is unmatched. Again, he's kind of similar to Alex Becker in the fact that he has no skin in the game. He doesn't sell any products. He doesn't use his channel for marketing. He's just a bro trying to help other bros, essentially. And his chosen domain of expertise is fitness, which I believe is one of the most important pillars of life and success. So if you listen to his advice and you start doing gentleman splits and evolving rep ranges and shit, you're going to get jacked and stacked and juicy and succulent. And obviously I'm also going to help you with that, down with my videos and stuff. But it's a very good place to start, okay? When you come back from your break from YouTube, top three: Sam Ovens, Alex Becker, Natural Hypertrophy. And if you want, you can use me as well, but I'm not an expert, you know what I mean? So I don't have any real backing yet, okay? I'm hoping to get there, but you know what I mean? For now, I'm just one of you guys, essentially. I'm just sharing my insights along the way, and if it helps you, great. And if it doesn't, you know what I mean? I'll just let me know, okay? Let me know if this helps, and if it doesn't, I'll try to make it better, all right? So with all of that being said, I think this is a very good starting point to start casting aside your limiting beliefs. I'm definitely gonna make more complex videos about this topic in which it's more structured and in-depth than just one sheet of paper. But I really hope this was valuable for you, bro, and stay tuned because this is only just the start, my boy, my boy, my schmil. That's not even a fucking word, but enough rambling, am I right? It's been a pleasure, boy.